You know what? Fuck this. I'm just... Pretend we beat it.
No,
Whatever.
that's not cool.
Ice Paradise. It's like an oxymoron, kind of. You don't usually think of ice places as paradises. Paradises.
They could have just called it Paradise, but capitalized
Whoa.
ice. Paradise.
A pair of dice?
Pair of dice.
Paradise.
Want to do pair of dice?
Who-
Hey! Come on, we gotta have a paradise.
Dice doesn't say A.
Hey, he does. Oh! He exclaims a lot.
Not in The Day That the Laughter Died. Dice Clay has a CD called The Day the Laughter Died.
Yeah.
And it's, I'm sure you've heard of it.
It is a double album.
Is it?
Yep, it's
Oh.
2 hours in a row.
Yeah, and the thing was, it's like him doing a set where he's just kind of like, he's not getting a lot of laughs, and most people in the crowd are hating it, and people are like slowly leaving throughout the set.
It's his best work.
And
It's his only work that I really like.
Yeah, exactly. It's some of the jokes, like he'll just give up on a joke like halfway through, or like not explain jokes properly and just start like the hour back thing.
Yeah.
Like I think we figured out that like the hour back get it thing had a point.
At some point in time, that had a point, but he just like didn't explain it.
He didn't
just,
bother.
Like,
he like launched into like the middle of the joke or something like that.
did we talk about this on one of the episodes, or did we just talk about it off during like a break or something?
We've done like the hour back thing.
Okay.
In Sonic Adventure. And that was The Day the Laughter Died. The thing was, I always thought that was kind of a good album in a way.
Yeah.
But what I didn't realize was that album was after Dice broke huge.
Oh, yeah.
And like was playing stadiums and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like now suddenly for him to be like doing this and having everyone kind of hate it and like and not doing like all like the fucking nursery rhyme things that people wanted to hear from him and stuff, like that album is like 10 times better.
Yeah.
Of just like all these people to be like, oh yeah, I love Dice, and then they come and see it and just go like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's because it's filled with people that are like, I watched an hour of nursery rhymes, please.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't do that really at all.
I think there's maybe
And
like,
then there's 2 hours of it. Like 2 hours of stand-up comedy is a thing that most people just can't consume. Most people can't consume an hour in a row.
2 hours?
Yeah, 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Man. That is a lot.
Yeah. Like, I'm an insane person, and I will listen to a stand-up album and then just listen to the same one
I'm sorry.
immediately after.
I thought that was you kind of like being Dice. Being like, I'm an insane person, and I'm gonna put out a 2-hour comedy album. or something.
No. Like, I will buy a new album and then listen to it, and then, like, listen to it again a half an hour later. Like, the same thing.
Oh.
But most people can't even listen to
No, I don't
2 hours of different material.
But I mean, most comedians at any given moment, they're not gonna have two. I mean, a lot won't even have 2 hours, period.
Right.
And then like 2 hours of new material is even rarer.
Right. Louis C.K. writes a new 2 hours a month. It's his thing. He writes 2 hours a month.
2 hours a month?
No, he doesn't.
No.
He does an hour a year. I mean, if you count his TV show
Wait, are
that he
you
writes.
the one who told me that you watched like Bill Burr's 2 DVDs on Netflix and didn't care for them that much?
No. I'm not. I mean, I don't love Bill Burr.
No, I don't know if he still has 2. He might just have 1 on Netflix, but he had Let It Go and Why Do I Do This? Like, I think they were released like back to back, like he didn't have anything else in between those 2. Like 2 of the funniest specials I've ever seen.
Well, here's the thing about Bill Burr.
Like hilarious front to back.
Here's the thing about Bill Burr is that his name sounds so much like Bill Maher, who I do dislike.
Wait.
That sometimes somebody will like, do you like Bill Burr? And I will say, no.
You'll be like, that fucking pompous windbag?
Yeah.
No.
And then I'll be like, oh wait, no, that's a different guy.
God, Bill Maher is intolerable.
Intolerable.
And like my dad is like a huge conservative douchebag, and he knows that I'm more of a liberal, and so like he'll just make assumptions like I like Bill Maher, and I'm like, no, sir.
It's the same way. I mean, I feel the same way about Janine Garofalo. I do not like any of her anything, except for when she's acting. I like her in movies and stuff.
Yeah.
But like her comedy's pretty good.
I don't even know if I've heard any of her comedy
But
like in the last 10 years.
Anytime she has a political opinion about anything, and I'm more into politics than Kyle is, to the point where like if somebody mentions politics, I won't just say I'm not political and leave the room.
See, because any political discussion to me sounds like
Fighting.
like two Janine Garofalo's talking to each other.
Well, not
like
two Janine. Like,
that's what I hear.
Janine Garofalo, like
Okay, it sounds like Janine Garofalo
and
talking to her conservative evil twin or something.
oh, you mean I can't even remember his name. Who's the?
I don't know.
I keep wanting to say Jeff Beck because we were talking about Jeff Beck earlier.
Glenn Beck.
Glenn Beck. There we go. Same.
No, let's not talk
Same
about. I don't want
thing.
to talk about politics.
I was gonna talk about Jeff Beck.
All right, tell me about Jeff Beck.
I don't know much about Jeff Beck actually. He's a really good guitarist. He can play that guitar like an M or F'er.
Ugh. I love this, like a boss fight about dodging shit off screen. So good.
Oh yeah, you got a game over here last time we did this, and then we stopped.
No, I beat it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Ugh.
It's all about sound cues, Kyle.
Oh boy.
Man, this is not looking fun.
It's not feeling fun.
How much more of this are we doing?
What? I mean,
nothing.
this boss fight isn't fun. I'm still having fun playing the game.
Okay. I guess it's because every time I look back at the screen, we're doing a boss fight.
When are you looking away from the screen?
Whenever I'm talking to you.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe you should try to look at the screen more. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, pretend I beat that guy.
You're getting lazy.
Yeah, fuck that.
Let me play.
Listen, I did it before.
Hey, let me
They
play.
they just didn't get to see. Get the fuck out of
So
here.
we can switch off. You promised.
Fuck off.
I want to do Sky Canyon. Come on.
Get away from
It's
me.
my favorite game.
Don't touch me.
No, it was my number 3 game last year.
Elder Scrolls Sky Canyon, I know.
Yeah. I love the part with the backwards dragons.
Oh. Oh.
Hey, I want to talk about
Oh,
Skyrim
man.
for...
How did you trick me into talking about Janine Garofalo and Bill Maher? Oh.
Bill Burr, Bill Maher, Janine Garofalo, Glenn Beck. Thank you.
Here.
I have the controller. I want to talk about Skyrim.
Wait.
A lot of people have like Skyrim bug problems and stuff on consoles, PC, PS3 mostly, but all of them really. Did you encounter like any bugs?
No.
I had like one bug and it was tiny.
Yeah, we both play on the PC, which is far and away the least buggy of the 3 versions, so.
Oops. I did the same thing you did.
Yeah.
You want it?
Sure.
I don't really want to play.
Wow, you are a dickhead. Class A asshole.
What?
A for asshole.
Well, first I wanted to play because I wanted to be a part of it, and then I didn't want to play because I had that controller.
Oh yeah, we're playing on a DualShock.
Yeah.
You got that DualShock.
I didn't cry about it. I
that's
just
key.
gave you the controller back.
But that's fucking fuck.
Should we not be doing like this is a sign, right? That we shouldn't be doing this.
That looks like a sign.
Game over.
No, come on. We can.
Let's just end every Sonic Advance with a game over.
No, we can do this.
All right.
I mean, not like we couldn't do the bosses, but whatever. I know that I can beat those bosses. I don't have to prove myself to you guys.
Don't you?
Nope.
I wish we had more comfortable chairs.
Oh yeah, these chairs are awful.
Next time
Yeah,
I'll
next
have
time
more
we're
comfortable
never
chairs.
doing this at your house ever again. These chairs are terrible.
Too bad we're doing a whole Let's Play here. We're starting a new Let's Play, but we're not going to talk about which game.
This one, Keith's doing it.
Yep. And we're doing it with Sonic Adventure, with the Sonic Let's Play. We're doing it side by side.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be more like a weekly release schedule, like a normal thing.
Yeah, it's not going to
And
be as
not-
much.
Not an insane everyday affair.
But it's gonna be a weekly thing, and maybe the episodes will be a little bit longer.
You think?
I think so. I think so.
You think so? Well, it's your Let's Play.
Yeah, it is.
I think it sounds like a bad idea.
But next time I'll have more comfortable chairs. Promise.
Is that a promise?
Yeah. The only reason that we don't have more comfortable chairs right now is because the Super Bowl is happening and there's people using other chairs.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder who's winning.
I don't.
Man, I want to know.
Kyle said earlier, he was asked if he like how much he cares about the game, and I said he cares more than I do, which is true. And then he said, I care enough to hope the Patriots win because we're from Massachusetts.
But I don't mean...
But not enough to watch it.
But that's not me for the Super Bowl. That's me, like, that's all the time. Like, I care enough that I always want... Like, I'm not even a fair weather fan because I don't even watch when they're doing good. It's like... I always kind of care, just never enough to watch.
But I don't know what that means, really. Like,
it's...
What part of them winning makes the day better if you don't even want to watch it?
No, it doesn't make the day better. I'm not one of these assholes. But I just mean, like, I like football. And so since they give football teams to different places throughout the country, and the
you like it when the one that is for us
the
wins.
Patriots are the ones for where we are. You know,
I don't know.
That's cool. See, you've taken it to this insane level of, like, anger. You're, like, mad at football.
I'm so mad.
Like, listen, I agree that sports get maybe more importance is put on them than is necessary, but there's nothing wrong with football.
Every time I open my mind to be like, maybe it's not so bad, something happens where I go, no, it's fucking worse than I thought. Like, I used to think sports were okay, and then, like, the more I tried to get into them, the more, like, now I'm, like, openly hostile against sports and sports people.
It's very juvenile.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
It's like, but to the point where you were giving me shit for saying that I might want to watch the Super Bowl. You're like, who gives a fuck? It's like, it's the fucking Super Bowl.
I didn't yell at you. We were on Skype. We weren't even talking on Skype. They were just. That's how you read it. Maybe I just said, why do you want to watch the Super Bowl?
Listen,
I said the words, why do you want to watch the Super Bowl? You read, why do you want to watch the fucking Super Bowl?
I don't know. We'd have to call up this. We'd have to recall the chat log. Yeah.
But basically, it's because football to me feels like a radical religion does, where like people get violent and angry and frustrated in the same way about sports as they do about Christianity. And I'm like, I don't want any part of either of those.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like you're letting the people involved, the people, either real or imaginary, these imaginary people in your head about sports. But there's nothing wrong with the game football. Like, yeah, people care about it way too much, but as a game, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with liking sports. It's just you shouldn't be an asshole about it.
I don't know anybody that... I guess the problem is that I don't know any casual sports fans. Everybody that I know is the type of person that will, like, yell at their TV screen when they're watching a game. And that's not a thing I want to enjoy. I'm surprised that we're not hearing any of it from downstairs. I'm not saying that it's not happening, just that we're not really hearing it. But, like...
Maybe the Patriots are winning. Maybe they're kicking ass and he doesn't have anything to yell about.
Well, no, because then he'd be going like, yeah!
Oh.
Yeah!
Wait. So maybe... But then he'd also be yelling if it was a close game, but he'd also be yelling in anger if they were losing.
I don't know.
Maybe the game isn't happening.
Yeah. Maybe they paused to eat pizza. Who knows?
Maybe someone blew up the Super Bowl stadium and some tragedy struck. Hey, it's a game over.
Game over. We're done. Are we going back in? We can go back in.
I want to go back in.
All right, go.
I need a jack back in.
Fucking jack those shoes up.
No one makes the first jump, Keith. You should know that better than anyone.
I don't know. But I guess there's three scenarios that have happened recently that have really made me super hostile towards it. Is the yelling at the screen, which I can't stand. I hate that.
Oh yeah.
That's the first thing.
I mean,
the second thing is people at work trying to talk to me about sports and being really weird about it has frustrated me. Like, the fact that people assume that I like sports and that people question me when I say that I don't because, like, but you're a guy. Like, I hate that. That happens to me all the time.
Really?
All the time. Like, anytime I mention not like sports, I get questioned about it, and that makes me hostile. And then there was an episode of Judge John Hodgman recently with a fight between a girl and her boyfriend, where he's not really into sports and she's way into the Pittsburgh Steelers, and was like the complaint on Judge John Hodgman was that he treats she made him get a towel, like they have a towel that they wave around at the games.
Oh yeah.
And he will use the towel as a towel, and
she's like, "What the?"
She's mad because of how disrespectful that is.
That's insane.
And that the towel should be
like the secret
revered.
towel.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like all these things combining to be like everybody who likes sports is a fucking crazy person. And that, like, in my life, that's all the people are. And I don't know if anybody else does in Massachusetts, but sports fans here are particularly venomous, particularly way into their thing.
Oh,
like, people will be in bad moods because of games that happened a week ago. It's just like a weird culture that I don't understand.
Yeah, it's like, to me, sports have always seemed like, it's like what would happen if you somehow allowed, like, the way people nerd out about, like, video game announcements that they hate, but like if there was no one around to tell them that you shouldn't get that way about something that's ultimately for entertainment, and it's just only people telling them that's okay, and like that's what happens. Because there's no one to stuff the football players in lockers.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. There has to be a group of people that'll fucking shut the football fans up when they get too loud about their shit. But then who would we need to get to stuff those people in lockers? Who would need to put those people in their place? It's just this escalating scale of bully that you don't want to get. You don't want to go down that road. It's like the Euthyphro dilemma of football.
Don't know.
No? All right, don't worry. I don't want to explain it.
All right.
Do you want to talk about the Euthyphro dilemma?
The what?
Euthyphro dilemma.
What is that?
It's a philosophical theory. It has to do with religion and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of interesting. It's
fucking say it.
All right, it's basically that in the Socratic dialogues, this collection of dialogues that Plato wrote down between Socrates and his buddies, there was a thing called the first one is called Euthyphro, and he's talking with this guy Euthyphro, and he's trying to get Euthyphro to define what he thinks piety is, and he's kind of trying to make the point that it's that like you shouldn't pretend to know all this stuff, or you shouldn't act like you know all this stuff about piety when you can't even define it, because he was like a religious leader or something.
Okay.
And Euthyphro was, and he couldn't, and he always came back to the same theory, which was that what is pious is something that is loved by all the gods. And Socrates goes, well, is it loved by the gods because it's pious, or is it pious because it's loved by the gods? Which philosophers took that and they applied it to other things, like, and it kind of, like, because God has to assign importance to qualities, and if God assigns importance to quality, you got wide eyes there.
I'm going.
All right, if he assigns importance,
no, I'm still on board. Keep
okay,
going. If
he assigns importance to different qualities based on his own will, then it's all arbitrary and it doesn't matter. He just as easily could have gone, it's virtuous to kill people as, say, it's not virtuous to kill people. So, like, or it could have, he could have written these laws according to some standard, but then it would have been a standard that he would have had to create it anyway, and then it's still all arbitrary. So it's this weird thing where, like, if God exists, then every single law is arbitrary, and he could have made the exact opposite true. Right. But then that would mean that laws of mathematics are arbitrary, and he could have just as easily made 1 + 1 = 3 as 1 + 1 = 2. It's basically that. It's like
it's not as much that I can't understand what you're saying as much as I don't understand what bearing it had on whatever we were talking about. Like, how did you get here?
Oh, it was the you have to keep going higher and higher with the football players stuffing into each other's lockers. The same way you have to keep going higher and higher with the.
See, I was just thinking more of like bringing in cats to take out the mice, but then what do you bring to take out the cats, and then what do you bring to take out the thing that takes out the cats?
I connected it where, like, if God didn't create the standard by which things are judged, then there's something higher, then there's something higher, then there's something higher, and it either goes higher and higher, or God created it all and it's arbitrary.
But, spoiler alert, God's not real, so...
Let's not open that can of worms. He's not, but... but that's what it is. It's a...
This level's tough.
Theologists have to try to... That's like their big problem with trying to
define morality?
No, trying to define how God's
not real, Keith.
Right, we're talking about theologists, people that study God as if he were.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying they're having a hard time with the God thing? They're having a hard time with it,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's basically their solution so far is God has a plan.
All right. Okay. I think
enough of that.
I think this conversation should end here.
Yeah, it should. Man, I really like that after image thing though.
Yeah. There's some kind of... It has something to do with, like...
Dragon Ball Z?
It happens if you're going really fast, but also the speed at which you go into, like, the super speed mode is lowered by how many rings you have. So if you have a lot of rings, you can get into it really easily.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's like some kind of, like, salt versus melting point of ice.
Let's explain that one.
Okay, so... Fuck! Yeah. So,
Salt raises the melting temperature of ice.
We know.
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
Does everyone?
The people that don't know that are too far gone to be helped, so... At some point, you just gotta let it ride.
Yeah, well, I mean, salt will raise the temperature of where you can melt ice, unless you're holding a never melt ice, which is a Pokemon item. Then you can never be frozen. Wait, how does that work?
Dude, look who you're asking. You're asking me about the specifics of a Pokemon hold item. I have no idea.
It either does the opposite of what it says and never lets you be frozen, or it raises the power of ice attacks. What are you talking about? You're playing Pokemon Heart Gold right now. You brought it with you.
Yeah, but I'm not like some Pokemon aficionado.
Neither am I. Wait. Yeah, no, I'm not.
I mean, I'm so bad at Pokemon, I'm at a part where I have to grind up a Pokemon like 20 levels to be able to beat Lance in the Elite Four. He's got three Dragonites!
Yeah, he's a lot of fucking Dragonites.
Like, are you kidding me?
You just have to have a dragon that knows thunder, and then he can win. Because the Dragonites will... thunder is super effective against them, and dragon attacks are not very effective against dragons.
No, dragon attacks
are super effective. Yeah, you're right.
Well, I have... Oh, man. I had a dragon TM. I had a dragon attack technical machine.
Right.
I may have given it to my Nidoking.
Nidoking's not dragon, right? No, he's not.
No,
he can just learn dragon type moves.
He's just a beast.
He's a super beast. It's where you don't always go with Nidoqueen, though.
Why would I go with Nidoqueen?
You always pick girl characters.
Because I always pick girl characters in video games.
Yeah.
No, Nidoqueen's kind of lame.
Yeah, but Nidoqueen has way higher...
Great songs.
Special attack.
Oh!
Right?
Come on, Keith.
I'm trying to remember.
Son.
Back to my hardcore Pokemon days.
The heady days of your Pokemania.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Sorry.
Oh, they separate the boss fights in this game. I was like, how did the second act just end? There's supposed to be a boss. Boss attack! Oh, Christ.
Oh, dude, you gotta get that.
Oh, man. Do I have to...
You gotta save him.
Is that...
That's Nux.
Is that... But
that's Tuxedo Nux.
It looks like he's piloting the thing, though.
No, he's trapped.
Oh, man.
Yeah, see, look, he's banging on the glass.
Tuxedo Nux. Ugh.
World's best thing, Tuxedo Nux.
Oh, man. so this sucks.
Yeah. Wait, so I have a question about that Tuxedo Nux image that was posted.
Yeah.
There was like a weird squirrel thing. Who's that?
That was Princess Sally.
Never heard of her.
She's a princess. She's the princess of the Acorn Kingdom.
She was about to hop all over Nux's bone.
Because she was being Sailor Moon, she was Sailor Sally. Because they were in like a bizarre alternate universe where there was
Where Knuckles
Sailor
is dapper?
Moon stuff happening. Because Tuxedo Mask is a Sailor Moon character. Or
Oh.
not, something Mask, I think. Tuxedo Mask?
Why do you know even a thing about Sailor Moon?
Sailor Moon was super popular.
Really?
Yeah, Sailor Moon's like one of the most popular animes of all time.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Huh. That's Sonic Advance 2.
Really? The only thing I know about Hold on, before you end it, I want to say one thing about Sailor Moon.
Oh wait, let's show Cream.
Fine, whatever. Cream is pretty cool. The only time I've ever come in contact with Sailor Moon was when I was over at my friend's house in like 3rd grade, and his like 7-year-old sister was watching it, and she was like, Sailor Moon! And I'm like, what? And then that's the only thing that I know about it.
I mean, I'm not saying it's good.
Oh. But you know things about it.
Yeah, because it's Sailor Moon.
You're saying Sailor Moon like I said Carl Sagan. And one of us was correct.
Sailor Moon is the Carl Sagan of
anime.
But I mean, that's why, like, for years, like, back when anime was not a thing in America at all, there was still Sailor Moon. Because it's Sailor Moon.
I love how she goes down rails.
She has the best grind animation.
Yeah,
all
she
time.
does.
Come on. This character is like 4 years old.
You know what I say, Kyle? If there's grass in the field, ugh.
No, I don't. Why does this happen?
That's the worst joke I've ever made.
Why did
that is the worst thing I've ever said in my entire life.
That wasn't even a joke.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it was, but not really.
No, it really was. Because the saying that creepy people say is, if there's grass in the field,
Yeah, I
play
got
ball. But
I think she's covered in fur. Does that count?
Yeah, it does. But the creepier thing is
I love that
to
her
even be
ears stick
disgusted
out.
by that.
I love that her ears stick out when she jumps.
Yep.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Cream is pretty cool in Sonic Advance 2. Note my emphasis on the title of the game. Because she is less cool in other games. And
She's never been in other games, Kyle.
Not yet. Well, maybe soon. There's one coming out in like a month. Listen, everybody, giving me. Listen, that whole time travel thing in the rules of the thread.
Yeah.
That was just a joke. That was just me joking about, hey, don't fucking say spoilers from the games. And then everyone took it super seriously and kind of ran with it, so I decided not to say anything. But like, that was never intended to be a thing at all. That was just me being kind of humorous about.
Yeah, but they're still pretty
about my
shitty at
thread
not
rules.
giving spoilers.
That's true. They
They're
are very
the
bad.
worst.
Very bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's giant loop. That's Sonic Advance 2.
Was it?
It was.
Fucking prove it.
Just
Just kidding. You don't know me anything.
I think I can prove it. Hold on.
I'm not seeing it.
Hold on. It's coming.
Nah, I'm still not seeing it.
Fucking told
Oh, god
you.
damn it. All right, you're right. Sorry. You know what? I shouldn't even have argued.